Okay, guys, good evening. Sorry I couldn't meet you this evening. I had a tight schedule and I'm not feeling that very well. That's why I couldn't make time to meet you guys this evening. All right. Um, as I promised, I told you in the I think lesson 11 or lesson 12 that we have two ways to identify change of character. That is CHoCH. And I said the first way is we identifying it without price tapping on your demand or supply zone. And the second way is when price taps on our demand or supply zone or IFC or POI, anyhow you want to call it. So in the previous lesson, which was lesson 13, we were able to look at um, the identification without tapping on the supply or demand zone. And from the questions I'm receiving, a lot of you, it's like you are not getting the point. And I promise that I will do a new video on the second method. That is when price taps on a higher time frame zone. And that is what I'm coming to do right now. So if you remember in lesson 12, I said that when price taps on a POI zone or an IFC, or in other words, an order block, then the first valid pullback acts as a change of character and not as an inducement. Okay, so this is what you need to understand. All right, this will be uh, this will make you identify CHoCH on um structural formation and also CHoCH when price is reversing from a demand or a supply zone. So without too much talking, let's dive into the lessons because I'm not going to take too long with this lesson because you already know how to identify the structural levels and the valid pullbacks and the invalid pullbacks. Now, one thing that I'll talk about or address, one important question someone asked me this evening was about the change of character we saw on the chart. Let me change to H4. We saw on the chart last meeting, and he seems to be confused about why we had the CHoCH up and then also we have the CHoCH down simultaneously. So I was explaining to him that with this one, price didn't tap on the, so this area was what, see, we had a CHoCH here, which means we have reversed into bullish structure, and this was our last recent high, and we were expecting that price would take this high off to create a break of structure, okay, something like this, and we were expecting that maybe from somewhere here price would have uh, do continue with something like this, close a candle above, create an inducement up, break that inducement to confirm a new high, and then the process continues. But that didn't happen. Okay, rather price came down and took out the recently formed low, and we know that we have already changed into a bullish trend. So since we are changed character into a bullish trend, now that we are taking out the recent low, it means that we have changed character back into the bearish market, and all that we need to do is to continue to look for sells until we see another change. So after this, we were able to confirm our IDM here. That gave us this, confirm this new low because we have changed character again. Now if price comes below this, it means we can confirm our break of structure. But if we see price didn't come back and took out this high, and this high is the last high created before we change character. Are you okay? Now since this high was created, anything that is happening here, since this low has not been broken, this high has not been broken, anything happening here is just an internal structure. Remember, we can only confirm a recent higher low here if price was to break this guy to form a break of structure. So if we were to form BOS, then we can confirm maybe a new high here, and then we continue with the downtrend. But we didn't have that, so the new change of character has taken place again. So you can see we have change of character, price didn't move much, then we have another change of character, price didn't move. And this type of change of character is when we are looking at structural movement. Here price is not tapping on any higher time frame zone. So with that said, and with that in your mind, let's look at the second method where we see price taps on a higher time frame zone, and then on the lower time frame zone we are marking this same pattern of movement, our break of structure, and then we get into the higher time frame zone here. Then we now look out for the recent valid pullback. That recent valid pullback, so remember here we are we change character, so we are in a bullish move, and then we got over here, and we know that in a bullish move we only confirm a new high when an IDM is confirmed, and an IDM is confirmed when price takes out the recent low, okay, the recent pullback, valid pullback in the structure. Okay, if that doesn't happen, it means we can't confirm our high, and then we continue moving our IDM to the most recent pullbacks, most recent pullbacks, most recent pullbacks, until we get a confirmed IDM, either by a wick taking out the liquidity or a candle body taking out the liquidity to confirm. So but if price taps on a higher time frame zone, then that means that first valid pullback will now, that we used to consider as an IDM, will now be considered as a change of character. That gives you the opportunity to now trade the counter trend. Okay, all right. So with that said, let's now look. So this is a daily time frame. Let's go on to H1. So this is H1. We know we are bullish. Okay, so per our this thing, let's see which one is the most recent. This is the area where we tap into the higher time frame zone, which is daily zone. So this is the last highest point before this point. So let's see if the pullback, this pullback is a valid pullback or is just part of a single leg. So let's see per hour. So as you can see over here, the green candle here, let me increase it, the low has been taken out, so this pullback is valid. Now let's see, has this guy taken out inducement? So let's see, this was the high before this guy, so let's see if it was valid. Yeah, it was also valid. This is a valid pullback. So this its lowest point before we break structure over here. So as I said, once you practice and become perfect, you don't need to go and start marking the whole thing from the bottom. You can just locate the last valid points in the market. Okay, now since we have here, that means this area is our area for inducement if this high takes it out to confirm this high. Okay, all right. Now let's look over here. The reason why this high is valid is it has taken out this inducement, because this is a valid pullback. Okay, by candlesticks, don't forget this green candle here, the low has been taken by this red candle. So this is our inducement over here. So that was what confirmed our high over here. Okay, all right. And now, so this is the lowest point. So let's mark here. So this low, this high. Let me change the color for the high here to blue. All right. Now, since we have this confirmation, now let's look at here. Where is our most recent valid pullback in this leg that is close by after the break of structure? Now, this is the break of structure. Let's see. This pullback here is not valid, but this pullback here is valid. Why? Because the red candle has taken the low of this green candle. So our inducement is around this area. But let's look over here also. Let me see. Okay, so this is not a valid pullback, but this is a valid pullback because this red candle is the low is being taken out by this guy. So per candlesticks movement, this is a valid pullback in this move here. So it means our inducement is in this area. So this is our inducement, and as you can see, price have taken out the inducement. This is the highest point we've gotten to in the market. So since inducement has been confirmed, it means, please, I'll come and explain something. It means our new, okay, no problem. Our new high has been formed. Good. Now, let's move on. So that means this is the lowest point here, okay, in this structure. And this is H1, remember. This is what? H1. Now, this is what I want to explain. Let me delete this guy. Here you see this our most recent how do you call it? Lowest point. See what happened here on H1. Price took out this low and closed a candle body below it. Okay. Now, if price was to what? Was to tap over here, this would have been where we say IDM. If you see the higher time frame zone is above this high. If this high was inside this zone, this area we are calling IDM would have been a CHoCH. But you see that price didn't tap in that zone. So this is our IDM to confirm this. And then this break of structure was the one that confirmed this low. Now that price has broken this recent low here, over here, okay, let me pull this one. Good. This low here, it means we have changed character in terms of structural formation. Okay, so based on our structural formation, it means this is a change of character of the entire trend. Okay, now from bullish back to what? To bearish. Okay, because on the overall, let me show you, we are on what? We are on bullish mood. Now, after breaking this, we expect price to create to break an inducement so that we can confirm our new low. and then we can see if price will continue to go down. But here you can see, I can position this. So here, what is the recent pullback? Remember, we have changed from bullish to bearish. So here we will be looking for the tops to be what? To be taken out. So here, this is not a valid pullback. And when we come here, this area here is a valid pullback. This candle's high was what? Was taken out. This candle's high was also taken out. So this is a valid pullback. So our IDM area will be at the top here. That is, if it gets broken, then that means we can confirm IDM here. But for now, price have not broken it. So let's go on. This move also came up, valid pullback, and that is the very top of this pullback because it broke this guy down. But it is not a break of structure because we couldn't take out this inducement. Okay, now this inducement was also not taken out. So this is our new inducement because this thing is a valid pullback. So now let's see if price was able to take our IDM to confirm a new low over here. No, price didn't do it. Price continued to move in between these two areas. So these are all internal structure. So we can extend this guy. So this is where our IDM was taken out, which now confirms our new low. Okay, so this will be our new lower low. All right, now to confirm our new lower high, in order to continue with the downtrend, that means we expect price to do what? To how I put it, break this low. Okay, so if price breaks this low, then that means we can now confirm that this is our new lower high, and then this is a break of structure. So let's go on. This our, as it stands now, this is our IDM. Okay, and if there is any correction or any new information, I will let you guys know. Okay, because always my mentor updates us once he make any correction or there is a new additions to some of the things he has mentored us on. So rest assured that if maybe all the theories we are and concepts we are learning now, if there is a change maybe in terms of how the pullbacks are confirmed or made valid and so on, I'll let you guys know. I'll update you on that. All right, so now as you can see, we have a valid IDM because price took these guys out. But as you can see here, there is no break of the low. Then we now break our previous high over here. So what happens again? We have the same scenario we saw in the last video. So we have change of character, then we have change of character again. So this our new change of character in terms of structure, because we didn't tap on any higher time frame zone here before price moving, but now we have now entered the higher time frame zone. So let's see, do we have any valid pullback here? So here we know this is the move up and we already confirm our low with this IDM. So that means we need IDM to confirm our new high. But in this case, because we tap into a higher time frame zone, the area will be seen as IDM will now be considered as a change of character. So let's see. This is our last valid pullback because it took out the low over here. It went up, down, because this is the previous candle, this red candle, doji, and then this large doji took the low. So that becomes our point where we'll be looking to have our new IDM when market comes down to break it. But what we see here is market has tapped into a higher time frame zone. So this is where our second concept comes in. After that, market broke this area that we would have been considering as IDM. So if it were to be our normal market structure without any zone being tapped into, we would have said this is our valid IDM. But here, price have tapped into a higher time frame. So this is our change of character on 1 hour to counter trade in the bearish direction. So now let me explain something. When I am trading counter trades, I only consider valid change of characters when price tap into my higher time frame zone. All these change of characters, I ignore them, but I mark them out as an idea of what is happening in the market. But the one I consider the most before making an entry is the one that is formed when we tap on a higher time frame point of interest. Okay, so now this is where my interest will now come in. Okay, so now I will then look for entry areas on this after I see a change of character. Good. Now it means that our high has been confirmed over here. So this area is confirmed as our new high. So now, since we have a change of character here, it means we are looking to go bearish. And per my analysis, this area, this week here has taken liquidity here. So liquidity swipe above. Okay, liquidity taken below as well over here. So this is just liquidity, not inducement or anything. This is CHoCH liquidity. Okay, inducement is also a type of liquidity. Okay, liquidity used to confirm highs and lows and potential zone formations. Okay, so now this is our potential zone for a reversal. Okay, so I'll be looking at market to enter there. So we can see this red candle tap into this. So this has become a mitigated zone. So now I will then look for the next available unmitigated zone. And over here, everything is mitigated. Everything is mitigated. There's no imbalance until we get here. This zone has not been mitigated and there is an imbalance over here. I'll be talking about imbalance in the next lesson. Okay, this area here is an imbalance or inefficiency. People call it fair value gap. So now it means I'll be looking at this single candle order block, okay, or point of interest to make my entry form when price come back. And we can see price comes, taps into it, and that means we can make our entry from this point. Okay, so you enter the market, we will target. I'm coming, let me show you where we will target. Now this is gold, so sometimes I give it a little briefing room. So something like this is okay. So if you decided to wick up a bit, let me see, should be, I think, above this guy. So if you decide to wick above a little bit, it won't affect me that much. Now remember, this whole zone is on daily time frame. Okay, but I'm making entry from 1 hour. So that's after confirming my change of, oh sorry, after confirming my what, change of character. Now this is our last recent lower low, okay, that was formed in the market. This guy here has not broken the top here, so we can't confirm it as a lower low yet. So anything that is happening between this point and this point is called internal structure. So the only time I will mark the next low or high is when this area is taken out or the down here is taken out. So you can just mark a point here. So you can mark here, all right, as your target on H1, which means we can swing this because it's a daily time frame. So over here, if I take this trade, my first target or where I'll be looking to take my profit one is here, because this is the point where market reverse back into the zone. So that is where I'll be looking to take, but I'll not put it here. I'll put it a little bit at the top here so that my order can be filled. And we can see that means TP1 hit, okay. And then now my TP2 is the recent low of H1. We can see it was also achieved. So here, if I have other targets, so I can go back to daily time frame or H4, but since daily time frame was my zone analysis, I'll go there and look for the most recent inducement area or lowest point in the market. And to me, this area is the most recent powerful inducement area that has what we call some amount of imbalance below it. So I'll be targeting that area because it's a potential zone. Then we also have a little imbalance above it. So I look at those things. So I'll target this. Okay, before I'll not enter into the zone. Exactly, I'll put it above the zone so that if market decide to reverse just above that zone, I'll still end up getting triggered. So this will be my last final take profit. Now, if we check the risk to reward ratio, you can see that this is 1:14 risk to reward ratio. So you are risking 1, and then you are looking to make times 14 of what you are risking. So you can see how nice and beautiful smart money concept is, if you understand. So this is the two ways we determine change of character in structure and use it to our advantage in trading. Okay, all right. So with that said, I will end today's lesson, and if you have any other question, feel free to message me on WhatsApp or on Telegram, and as always, I'll be there to help you out. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification icon. Guys, as I said, make sure you watch some amount of the video before downloading them so that YouTube will not see it as being irrelevant on the channel. Thank you and enjoy your weekend.